Hi Tauruses, welcome to your mid-November 2017 readings. So these are done a bit differently than the monthlies. I'm going to pull one angel card and then 3 clarification cards. We'll see what kind of messages come out. If you don't believe in angels, just substitute that for universe, whatever God you believe in. Universe is all abundant, doesn't discriminate. So just gotta wait for the energies to get interrupted here. Hopefully all of you guys are doing well. Tauruses, universe has been playing with me. It's kind of amazing, kind of scary. I am a Sag Sun, so Sages are about the experience, so they just go with it. Or it's kind of fascinating, though, people. So hopefully you guys are all doing well. We're almost in. It's almost Christmas. My goodness. Saturn's leaving my sign, people. I'm excited. I'm not that excited though, because I have pretty much I got like almost all the zodiac signs in my chart. So I've had Saturn in my chart since Taurus. I do have a Jupiter Capricorn placement, which Saturn's moving into its own sign. So I'm going to be optimistic about it, people. And you guys had histrionic personality disorder in your last reading, which it can be really hard to tell if the person is younger. So you're talking like in the early 20s. If the person has a histrionic personality disorder, it's easier to notice the signs in an older person. Because histrionic personality disorder is based on over-sexualization. So these are usually, you can tell because these people, they constantly bring everything back to sex. Always ends up back to sex. In an older person, you can, younger, it's harder to tell because they're younger, so their hormones are everywhere. There's a healthy boundary though of it. If they are younger and it's constantly being they're constantly over-sexualizing themselves, constantly talking about sex, constantly, so this would mean when you're talking about a regular topic and then they bring it back to sex, it's a little, you'll see the healthy boundary being crossed. And an older person, so a person that's in their, like, say, 30s, 40s, or 50s, it's easier to tell because they're older, so they're more mature, and you can see it in them. So it's in a person in their 30s. It's like they're scared of getting. They use their body for getting forward in life. They're also scared of losing it because it's how they know they get ahead in life. So they kind of like hang on to it for as long as possible. Probably should explain that in your monthly reading. There we go. I don't believe it was saying that it was you guys, but it was saying that there was a person somewhere in your environment that had that disorder. We have the 5 of action. So if you get an intuitive hit, follow that. It says your angels want you to know that your current challenges pushes you to be assertive and self-confident. Be willing to stand up for yourself and defend your position. You have the right to excuse yourself from those who bring drama into your life. Okay, and there seems to be some sort of battle going on here. It is children involved in it. You guys get children a lot. Five is the number of change. Okay, it does seem like, okay, some Tauruses here, there is like emotions that need to flow out. Okay, also with 5, okay, This is the number of change, that is true, but for somebody out there, it's compromise. And this is based on children. So if you're trying to get custody of a child, okay, what's going to hurt you is fighting. It will be fighting. What's going to be positive for you is compromising, all right? Because at the end of the day, okay, if you're going in front of a judge, okay, you want to ensure that you're negotiating, which means you're you want to give you want to ensure that the judge knows that you have good intentions for the child, which means both parents, okay, because that is good intentions for the child, is both parents get to see the child. So what will benefit you is saying that, okay, if the other party is arguing for full custody, and you're going to the judge and you're asking for shared custody, which means both parties get the child, and you're informing the judge that, or your lawyer or whomever, that that is what you want because it's what's best for the child. The judge will see that your intentions are pure, right? Because at no point can you allow it's a 5. Okay, so at no point can you allow one party to outweigh the other party, okay? Because with children, the battle becomes about the ego and the parents. It no longer becomes the child. And what's best for the child is to have both parents involved, okay? Also, what I'm getting, okay, is if you are getting custody for a child and you need help, you can go to, there's lots of free resources. There's a lot of students that are studying law and stuff like that, that you can go and you can get their opinions. I would suggest getting more than one person's opinion, okay? Because each person has a different perspective, and each person may see an error or a problem that the other one isn't. And you want to find who you're comfortable with, all right? 5 is change, but it is the middle ground. So it is talking about you want to go to the middle ground, and you need to make changes to show that. The changes have to be visible, all right? It does have to be visible. I'm seeing that. So you may have to make changes in the self to make that happen somehow. So if somebody's trying to use like you won't be home to take care of the children, then this means you might have to get a nighttime job. Or it is talking about even like going to school. I'm getting school for some reason. Okay. And then for others of you, this is talking about you do need some fun time. Healthy fun time though. And if you do have a person that has a histrionic personality disorder, you do want to remove yourself from that person. There is nothing you can do for them. When somebody has that disorder, they're not aware of it. They have to help themselves. There's not much you can do for them. But you could have some people throwing shade on you somehow. I don't know, I'm getting that. And if they are, the best thing to do is to just smile and nod and not even acknowledge it, okay? Don't want to compete. Okay, the only person you're competing with is the self. Okay, so again, this came through in a few readings, is you want to focus on 24 hours, okay, because it can be quite overwhelming when you focus too far in the future. And if you're reflecting on the past, okay, the arguments and the things that happened in the past, that's going to stunt your growth. It's going to block you. You won't be able to see clearly. If you focus on 24 hours, you can make one small change that will benefit you and get you closer to the future. So it's like in that 24 hours, what's one thing you can do to improve your lifestyle? We have the Page of Swords. It is spying. It is a very young energy. It is based on communication here. There is a child. It is a young energy I'm getting. This could even be somebody that's in their 20s. There is some sort of, right, if you're spying on somebody, I feel like it would be through social media somehow. Somebody spying on you or you're spying on them. There's also immature messages, so ensure that you're not getting, okay, it could be done on Facebook or something like that. Ensure you're not getting dragged into arguments. This is even at work. Okay, so this person who has a histrionic personality disorder could be at work. And you will notice it by over-sexualization. That's pretty much the key way to notice it. So that person, you could be maybe close to this person and they have some challenges that they have to face. Okay, but if you need, there is, okay, legal help here, you have to search for it. With the Page of Swords, it's saying you have to search for it. You have to get, there's lots of people who give free advice, lots of public forum pages that people that have gone through similar situations can guide you through their experience, and then you can see the errors that were made in their experience to ensure that you're not making the same mistake. All right, it's something like that. With the Page of Swords as well, this is a young energy. If there is a divorce or a separation happening, it could be quite hard on the child, and the child could start acting out. We have the Six of Pentacles. It is financial here. You're concerned about finances. So for some of you, with a lawyer, it could be finances. Again, there is public help that you can get. Okay, and you can go to student lawyers. Personally, okay, with the Page of Swords, this is somebody who's quite inquisitive. Okay, with the people in university to become lawyers. Okay, what happens when people are lawyers and they're like 50 or 60? Okay, they're set in their ways. Also, students have the information fresh in their mind, so they're very informative with the rules. They know it by the book. All right, it's still fresh in their mind, so it's not a bad thing to go get advice from these people. Again, you want to go and get a few different inputs. You do have to watch your finances, though. I think this came through in your last reading. And overindulging here as well. So this is like partying. You want to get rid of any bad habits that you have. It is talking about changing those. And it's more self-focused. Okay? You need mental clarity. In order to get that, you do have to make changes. I do feel like for somebody, for their child, okay, you're going to have to make financial changes. This may mean for 6 months or so, it could take you to make the healthy, positive changes to prove. Could be like going back to school, educating yourself, getting a nighttime job, moving to a better neighborhood. Okay. This is also talking about promotions of the self. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys are very self-focused in this reading. This is talking about information, basically, and practicality. Okay, your children are spiritually protected. They are. There's business here as well. Some of you could get promoted at work. Some of you could even travel at work. There is some sort of change. I do believe I got that before in your reading, where there would be some sort of like the structure of the company would be changing a little bit. Perhaps it might make you dissatisfied. It is important that you focus on 24 hours though to make the changes. There is health here that is involved. Somebody's health. Uh, so it could be like high cholesterol, uh, emotionally if you're off balance, or mentally if you're off balance. You need clarity and your health. Focusing on your health will really benefit that. There's also cooking in here. Uh, some of you Tauruses, this came up in Scorpio's reading. I got it in a few other people's reading, but it was a Taurus that came through in Scorpio's reading, where Tauruses are really good cooks. You guys have keen smells and tastes, so you can, when you take your time with food, you can really make some delicious meals. So maybe some of you want to be cooks, or it could be bakers. I actually know a few Tauruses. They are great cooks. Uh, it could be talking about making a change um, in your business, like for what you do for a living. But you can go to local community centers as well, and do cooking courses there. They have cooking courses there just for a trial. There is health here that you need to watch what you're eating. You do need to watch that. I'm seeing high cholesterol for some reason. Uh, It is very self-focused, whatever you want to build. Okay, it is saying just focus on 24 hours, what you can do in that 24 hours that will help you improve, and get you one step closer to where you want to go. So one more thing you can study, one more action you can take. So this would be like, again, it's cutting costs down. You do need to save money here. You need to save for a rainy day, just in case. You have the devil here that's sitting on top of the Page of Swords. There is a young energy here that's not healthy. It's coming through as an air sign. It doesn't necessarily have to be an air sign. It could be a water sign. When water signs take on the air sign, it's when they're frozen over and would be more narcissistic or have a personality disorder. Uh, there is an obsession, though, here with finances. It seems like finances. There's an unhealthy obsession, too, and this could be playing things over and over again in your mind that no longer serve you. Okay? So again, 24 hours. You can't change the past, okay? And you have some control over the future. There are events that you have no control over that will occur, okay? But you can't see those as blockages. You have to see them as a challenge, okay? So whatever you're fearful of, you need to go head directly towards that fear, okay? So if you're afraid of change, you have to go directly towards that. That is nothing more than a challenge, and fears are nothing more than illusions, okay? They live in the mind. All right? It's all mental. It's in the mind. All right? The devil will trap you in your mind. You have the King of Cups here, and then you have the Page of Wands. Okay, there is child. You have strong children energy here. Getting them outside to play will really, okay, you have some kids that are quite they're energetic. They're very riled up. Okay? Uh Energy wise, they need to poop themselves out. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, if you live in the colder weather where there's snow and stuff, then okay, going out and playing in the snow, building snowman. Uh, don't build igloos. I tried that as a child. My dad came out and smashed it. It wasn't. He smashed it because it was dangerous. He let us build it before he smashed it. And he just like smashed the top part of it and he left the sides open for us. And it was because the top part could cave in, right? Like we were children, so we can't build proper igloos. Like, so it was dangerous, right? So if your kids are doing something like that, you want to stay on top of that, right? Like it doesn't matter if they have the sides up, okay, but the top can cave in, right? Some of you could have a child that is getting bullied, right? I do feel like what's going to help you in court, because you could have a spouse here that is very keen on keeping the child away from you. Like that's like his goal. So what's going to benefit you is, okay, the kill him with kindness approach is not even to acknowledge that, and you're like, that's going to make them look real bad if you're going to the court system and you're the one that's willing to compromise. Okay, and again, you're compromising. Okay, don't go doing the same thing that they are. Okay, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you want and what they want. What matters is what's best for the child, and it is best for the child to have two parents that are in their life, and it's fear that the person's doing it out of. All right, fearful that, they would lose the child. Okay, so you have to ensure that you're not feeding into the fear uh, and making matters worse by saying, I'm going to have the child, you're not going to get to see him. Okay, because then that's going to start a battle of will. All right, and when it comes to a person's child, they will fight through and through, right, to the death for their child. So you want to ensure that you're not triggering their ego, uh, and you're being very patient. You're gonna have to be very patient, and you're gonna have to bite your tongue. Okay, and you are gonna have to fight the devil here, the instincts, to retaliate or to do the same thing. All right, like it's gonna be a battle of personal will. Okay, and you can't see that as a bad thing, because you're going to, at the end of the process, could be 9 months or so, you'll be a much better person for it. All right, and you're leading by example for your child. At no point should two parents be talking bad about the other child. The child's quite inquisitive, they're quite smart, they'll figure it out on their own. All right, that's finances is a concern here. You don't want to be overindulging. I'm seeing drinking can get out of hand. Your finances can go a lot into drinking. Okay, and then for others of you, you have projects, creative projects. So again, it could be, creativity comes in all forms. It could be designing, which could be fashion designing, can be interior designing. It can be um, cooking is creativity. A baker, if you're an artist, baker, that's creativity. Writing, music. Okay. You want to focus on the things that are going to push you forward, what's going to help you, what's going to, your studies is, for some of you guys, it's studies is really important for you. Okay, so there, and networking is really important, but for you guys, it is talking about focusing on personal self here, self-improvement, things you can do to improve uh, whatever it is you want to go after. So networking is really important. uh, Going out to events. Okay, but your finances is important here too. Your finances get off balance when you're emotionally off balance. So you could be an emotional spender. Okay, codependent is also coming through here. Smoking is coming through, drinking. Okay, but there's an unhealthy attachment to finances. It is talking about finances. Uh, I think, like, for somebody, they're concerned they don't have enough finances to do something. Okay, well, again, if you have children, okay, and you're concerned about finances, there's things that you can do uh, to cut your finances down. Uh, like for dentists, a lot of universities have an open program that they take in people uh, to get dental work done, and it's like a third of the cost. Okay, because if you have multiple children, somebody has multiple children here, finance is a big concern for you, so you need to do things that are going to cut your costs down. Okay, because going to a dentist can be quite expensive. Um, if you use the university, they have programs there where they do the exact same thing a dentist does. All the work gets done, but a third of the cost. Uh, so that can benefit you. Um, I am seeing cooking though. I'm not sure why. Okay, so cooking can really bond the family together as well. Okay. That means making dinner together. Everybody has an assignment. One person makes a salad, one person sets the table. Okay, another person gets the dishes out. Okay, like that type of thing. There's prioritizing here that needs to happen. For others of you, it is studying. You need to be focused on your studying, working on yourself. I am seeing health here too, though. Um, and cholesterol is what came through. High cholesterol. So somebody could be an emotional eater too. Uh, you want to watch that. I am seeing emotional spending though. When your emotions get off balance, you could be spending money. Okay, there is a lot of work here that you're going to do, and you will get done for a child here. There's new experiences, new jobs. If you don't like the job you're at, then there's a new job that you can go to. Somebody has an unhealthy attachment to a younger energy. It is a younger energy. And then for others of you, this is talking about your mental process, the way you're thinking about things. You don't see a way out and you feel trapped. There's always a way out from a situation. It does involve change though. Okay, and change is uncomfortable. It also involves truth, and truth is uncomfortable. The truth can hurt. All right. Uh, there's bondage here though. It's the Three of Swords. Okay, so that is separation. You do need to separate yourself from something. And then for others of you, this is like, okay, you could be separated from a child. And this is really causing you a lot of damage. Okay, so you need, that's understandable, but you need to stop. Okay, you need to get balanced. Okay, and you got to stop worrying about that problem. Okay, because you can fix that problem. That's just temporary. A problem's temporary. Okay, so you need to focus on 24 hours. What can I do in 24 hours that gets me one step closer? And then the next day, think about it again. What can I do in 24 hours that's going to get me one step closer? If you're separated from a child, there may be some things that you have to do and change, aspects you have to change in your life to get reconnected with the child. Okay. Also, this could be like, if you're separated through your child through distance, video chatting, helping with homework time and stuff like that. I am feeling, okay, documentation. You need to document things. Okay. Uh, so it could be like you need to document things that have been said, uh, the time frames that you were able to see the child at, what was told that you could, and then what were the results of it. Like, so if you were told you could see him on Saturday, you came on Saturday, and then they said that you weren't able to see the child, you want to document that. You want to have the exact time, the date, the time you went there. Uh, you want to ensure that that's all documented. Okay, again, you're not using that against the person. You're using that for protection, to show that that you know that you've been trying and you're willing and you're capable. There is some changes that you have to make, though. Okay, you gotta stop thinking about the past because the past can't be corrected. What can be corrected is the future. Uh, do watch your getting off balance, you guys, when you get emotional. So that can mean you could start drinking. You could spend too much money on things that are not beneficial towards you. Okay, when you spend money, you want to spend it on experiences. All right, you don't want to spend it on things that are no good for you. Experiences hold memories. For somebody, you got to stop replaying the same situation over and over again in your mind. And then for others, you do have a energy here that you have to separate yourself from because they aren't healthy. All right, you guys, hopefully that helped you out, and I will talk to you next month. Namaste. Ciao for now.